and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are now listening to the greatest podcast on the planet. And I am one of your hosts, Big Jack, a.k.a. The Great One.
What's going on, everybody? It's Buddy, a.k.a. Camouflage, and you are now listening to the Sports Cypher.
This is Mark, and you are now tuned in and tuned up for the Sports Cypher.
Yo, this is the homie Grizz, aka Grizzly Adams. Keeping that cipher complete. All balls don't bounce, baby. Let's sit and talk about it.
What's good? This is Ricardo, aka the reason why your girl disappears on football Sundays. And you are tuned into the Sports Cypher.
This is Blade, aka the Ace of Spades. They save the best for last on Sports Cypher.
I'm subscribing to this. Give the people what they want.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Sports Cypher. On today's Cypher, we got more NBA playoff talk, Magic Johnson's interview, Wilder's knockout, and Le'Veon Bell's trade rumors. Let's get it started. Camouflage, what you got on the NBA playoffs so far?
NBA playoffs? All right, man. Like, this Milwaukee-Toronto, that's going to be a slobber knocker. Man, the first two games, Milwaukee looked like, man, it was just gonna manhandle, be way more physical. But then Toronto and this guy right here, this little clip right here, Kawhi Leonard, him in Toronto is coming through with that defense, especially on Giannis, man. Like, Giannis, 12 points in game 3. He had 25, but 17 of them was in the first half?
Right.
Like, man, like, these dudes really putting the clamps down. It's really a team defense, but Kawhi is really doing a great job. In game 3, when Kawhi was one-on-one with the Greek Freak, he only scored 2 points on him. He was 1 for 9. He only scored 2 points on him, dog. So I'm like, and Kawhi doing it with a bad quad, you know, he limping around there, limping, you know, peg leg, you know. So I'm like,
he's doing a great job denying the Greek Freak from getting the ball where he wants it on the court.
Yes.
And that's definitely helping the overall defense. And I mean, it's still pretty amazing because Giannis has such a size advantage. I want to say he's 4 inches.
6'11", 6'11" to Kawhi is
6'7", 6'8". Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, he got quite a
he
height
have a long,
advantage.
he got long reach and longer arms, and
yeah,
man.
It always amazes me that when a team does bad, it's because of the superstar didn't score enough. But when a team does good, and the superstar doesn't score 50 points, it's other people play good. So which one is it? Well, hold on. Let me finish my point. Because in game 3, yes, Giannis only had 12 points, which is unacceptable, especially with the poor free field goal percentage. But he did have 23 rebounds, right? So, you know, what is it? Would he have rather had 23 points and 12 rebounds? Also, it's not just the defense, and it's not just Kawhi defending the Greek Freak that's making this a great series, which I knew it would be. It's also the fact that Kyle Lowry is shooting 50% from 3. He's like 13 or 14 free 3-point shots for like 20, 26, 27, 28, something like that. You know, his field goal percentage is out of this world from 3. Mark Gasol had a bad first 2 games of the series. He's come on the last couple of games. Ibaka had a really good game 4. And let's remember now, these two are the top 2 teams in the East all year long. So, you know, these 2 teams are the best teams in their conference. I did think Philly would beat Toronto, but I knew that Toronto and Milwaukee would I think they're gonna go 7. I've been saying that since before the series even started, and I don't think Van Fleet can duplicate what he did in Game 4 because that was out of his norm. He went crazy. He got super hot. Um, Toronto's bench is not as good as Milwaukee's, even though these are two great. I think Milwaukee was 33-8 at home, whereas Toronto was 32-9. So it doesn't surprise me that both teams won both home games that they played against each other. I think whoever wins the first road game is going to win. If not, then Milwaukee has home court advantage.
Yeah,
Toronto has to win a road game.
who's the last game at? Is the last game
Milwaukee has home court advantage.
That's good. That's bad. That's
So-
bad for Toronto. That's bad for the Six. The Six is
Toronto,
Toronto want to win in 6.
they did it. They did. Toronto is the 3 seed, right?
No, they were the 2 seed.
Okay, so they beat Philly at home in game 7. Okay.
Yeah, but before
I couldn't
Carter
remember.
had interjected, I wanted to speak on that because I did mention, that it was still a great team effort on Giannis because they still double team him a lot, and then they get him real uncomfortable from his spots he normally love. But also, Milwaukee bench was outscored 48-23 this last game, and the bench in the other game when the Greek Freak only had 12 and stuff like that. They still had a chance to win it. It was still in it. Bledsoe had 2 back-to-back really bad games. He got to kind of get it together.
He had all 4 bad games.
I do think
He's just not been able to shoot at all.
Hold up a second. But I do believe both of these teams are equally put together the same way. Major superstar, and you got Pascal that's really coming into his own. You got Middleton is right there. Bledsoe supposed to be right there, and that's what Lowry supposed to be. Even though he's shooting 50%. Game 3 he got 11 points and fouled down. In Game 1 it was only 11 points. Game 2 he had 30, and the stats kind of lose me what he had last game. And so the next game is going to be Thursday, and so far home team, home cooking. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Toronto is just really showing me they good. I thought it was going to be 7 as well, before the series started. But the way Milwaukee played on the first 2 games, I'm like, man, maybe 5, maybe 6. But now after we see what's happening, it's kind of 7. So it's going to be a photo finish for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. We got to see if Toronto could keep the momentum up and win the next game. It's going to be in Milwaukee, right? So if they could pull that off, and then they're going to come back to T-Dot again, and then
just to jump back to what Jamal was saying about is it defense or or just the offensive player having a bad game? Which one is it? I would say in this instance, it's more. I think it's more Toronto playing really good defense, and the reason I say that is because in Game 4, you saw the adjustments that they made defensively on Giannis, and knowing his point, I think he 17 points in the first half, right? And
I can't remember. It was he got a great start. Yeah, he got a great start in the first half.
And they really shut him down the second half. And to me, that's just really good coaching too, and creating a game plan. Because if you notice, in any sport, that's what the really good coaches do. They go on to halftime
and they adapt.
And then they write the game plan up. They go, okay, this isn't working. And then they switch it up, and they come up with something with a new wrinkle in there. And I felt like that's what Toronto did in Game 4. Now, to be fair, the players got to execute too. You know what I mean? But that's why I say I lean more to good defense than Giannis just having an overall bad game. Now, to be clear, when Giannis is on the top of his game, you can only kind of slow him down. You can't really contain. You know what I mean? You can't completely stop him. But I'm leaning more towards defense in this instance. I'm not going to put all the blame on Giannis having poor offensive game, especially when in the last 2 games role players for Milwaukee and I'd say, maybe stars or second tier players, Chris Middleton's. They weren't really taking the pressure off of him, the offensive load off of Giannis either. I think so. Yeah.
And you know what else? One more thing too. That's a factor. Blaze Canadian brother Drake, man, he's over. Giannis was missing free throws, airballing them. So yesterday, in the last game, in Game 4, Drake brought out the air guitar to troll Giannis, man. And he was trying to get under Giannis' skin at all time, man. So Drake being the ultimate troll out there, man. The Canadian,
he getting his Spike Lee on, man. He getting his Spike Lee on.
Hey Blaze, how you feel about your Canadian brother getting his troll on like that, man? Playing mind games with the players.
And that's his team. He's the ambassador, right? He's the ambassador of Toronto, so that's his team. I remember the time when he was it last year or the year before when he brought champagne out for Beyonce and Jay-Z on the court. You guys remember that one?
Yeah, that was yep. Tell you what, man, Canada has imported some great talent to the U.S. Drake, Pamela Anderson. I mean, listen. So great people come out of Canada, man.
Pamela Anderson.
Baywatch Jack or Big Jack? Baywatch? Hey. He was watching Baywatch.
Hey, don't forget about Stripperella.
Two great assets, man. Two great assets that is just, man, it really shines a light on Canada. Pamela Anderson right there.
For my young cats out there, go out there and watch Barbed Wire, man. With Pamela Anderson, go watch that.
Oh no! Not that Academy Award winning performance.
Oh my God!
It was a performance, all right.
Man, she should have won like 4 Oscars off of that. But hey, with the teams playing as good as they're playing right now, in you guys' opinion, whichever one makes it to the next level, what do you think the chances are of Golden State getting another championship?
I don't know, man.
It's some talk saying that if Milwaukee wins it, then they have a real good chance of knocking Golden State out taking that championship.
That's how I feel. I feel like Milwaukee has the best matchup because matchup wise, Giannis is they don't have anyone that can guard Giannis. Draymond is Draymond can try, but Giannis is still Giannis.
But can they take the floor plan that Toronto's doing right now? Can they do what Toronto's doing to slow them down? Because
maybe, but they don't have a Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I mean they got a Klay Thompson who was a former.
But that's not Kawhi Leonard. He's never won Defensive Player of the Year twice.
Yeah, but he's been all Defensive Player first team before,
but that's still not Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, but they still. But Draymond Green has been a Defensive Player of the Year. If you want to throw that argument out there,
okay. Yeah. That's why I said. That's why I mentioned Draymond.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if Draymond,
but I don't think he can do it.
Yeah, I think he could. I think he'd have to really just be defensively locked in. You know what I mean? But Golden State plays good team defense too.
Team defense,
yes, they do as well. Because they have two. They have great defenders and great defender and
something that Golden State has
Draymond and Klay Thompson.
Something that Golden State hasn't came up against yet in the playoffs is someone like Giannis, an interior presence that can block Curry shots at the rim.
Yeah,
they haven't played anyone like that yet. So that's something that I think is a matchup problem for their penetration. So that would allow Middleton and Brogdon and Bledsoe to stick with those 3-point shooters. And then also Golden State, man, just looking at how they performed in the first half of those game 2, 3, and 4. If Milwaukee gets up 17 points, they're not going to let them come back like Portland.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Well, my thing is, I've been hearing a lot of talk, like a lot of people is losing faith in Milwaukee ever having a chance to beat Golden State, even without Kevin Durant. A lot of people feel, a lot of analysts I've been checking out, especially today, has been feeling that way as of today being Wednesday. But everybody's gonna hit on Saturday. But I don't know, man. Like as far as like the Warriors, really mentally, like this. I think Ricardo mentioned it off the air. We was talking that Golden State really just mentally just took the soul and the hearts of Portland, and I agree. I really agree. Like, especially like, we supposed to have a really big chance to win when your role players give you big games. That's what you got to look for when it comes to these playoff games. Like the stars show up, and when the role players give you a big game, that's like your edge piece right there. Like Myers Leonard having them 30, 32, 34
Who
points.
gonna be your Bonzi Wells?
But
right?
that was in game 3. That was in game 3, right?
No, that was in the last game when they had a chance to try to stay alive. But in game 3, when they actually started playing him, and they only played him 19 minutes, he had 16 points.
Right, but like 13 was in the first half. What I'm saying is, only reason I don't agree with that they took the soul in game 2 was because that was still in Golden. If those games was in Portland, then I could understand that. But just like Toronto was down to 0-2 to Milwaukee, Portland was just down 0-2. I think what really did it was Dame and CJ just not performing like they can in the series, man. If you look at those numbers, you'd be like, this is Dame's numbers? These are CJ? Dame had his best numbers on their way out of the playoffs. Like, why you want to have double now?
Yeah.
You want to have 11 assists now.
I disagree with Jamal on that one. I think game 2 was and let me tell you why. Because you're in Golden State, you got to win one of those games if you think you have a legit chance. And you to be up 17 points, and just have that slip through your fingers. And remember, they were even leading in the fourth quarter. They were up by 6 with I don't know, maybe 3 minutes left, right? And they let it go. I think that's debilitating because you're like, man, we gotta split one of these games, and you have it in your hands, and man, they just snatch it. Give me that back. You ain't ready for this.
Because
saying Tucson,
all season long, the third quarter has belonged to Golden State, and it has not changed in the playoffs at all.
Good coaching,
I think that 18-point lead in
players.
game 3, man. That 18-point lead in game 3 was when they lost hope. They were up by 18 points.
See, I thought even if they won game 3, they was gonna they had absolutely no shot. Because if you're gonna,
I knew they didn't have no shot period from jump. So
yeah, but I think at 1-1, I'm just saying them as a team. I think you go back home and you feel good. Like you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. But you're still not. The series ain't over just because you're down 2-0 going home.
Nah, but it's a confidence thing. It's
I'm just saying. I think the feeling you have,
your confidence, the feeling, how you go to the extra pep in your step on the court, that would have been huge.
Right,
for them
but
mentally.
what I'm saying is the series ain't over just because it's 2-0 down. If that was the case,
that's not saying it's over. But that's just saying it's having a mental edge.
Point, man. At that point, you have to produce your own morale, just like Toronto did.
But everybody's not like that though. Everybody can't do what Toronto do.
That's why that's what Toronto, makes champions and not champions.
And remember, Toronto wasn't really an underdog either. Portland was.
Well, everybody is an underdog against Golden State, though, so that's not really fair.
But Portland was a severe underdog and missing Yusuf Nurkic too, arguably your best overall two-way player.
Yeah. Now, for example,
I'm not arguing that they're as good. They're good as Golden State. I'm just saying.
I think Denver wouldn't have been as big of an underdog against Golden State as. People would have given Denver a better chance to win than Portland. Right?
Yeah,
I gave Denver a better chance to win than Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Houston had the best chance of all to be able to beat Golden State. Once that went down the tube, I don't think nobody else could have dealt with Golden State, man.
I look. I think
not from the West.
It might not be fair, but I think, and we kind of going off on a tangent here, but that what that Golden State Houston series taught me. I'm like, James Harden is always going to be that guy. We're like, man, he can score the ball, but. We're gonna put him in that Carmelo Anthony category. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, great score.
Just can't do it.
Steve
Just
Nash.
not a winner.
Yeah, Steve Nash kind of thing.
I don't even think. I think even Steve Nash.
No,
I don't even. I think even Steve Nash. I'll tell you what, though, man. When Steve Nash had a healthy Amari Stoudemire and Quentin Richardson, and the Matrix, and they got
Sean
into that
Marion.
fight, and Sean Marion, and they got into that fight, and all them players got suspended. That was the year, man. Phoenix. I don't know if they would have won the championship, but they definitely were good enough to.
You know, the common factor between that Phoenix team and Houston is Mike D'Antoni.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, D'Antoni was the coach for that team. Yeah, that Phoenix team.
Yeah. Yeah, my homie Miz don't believe in D'Antoni at all defensively wise. He can only get you so far that he don't believe him as a champion. What you about to say, Blaze? About to say something?
No.
Oh, I agree with that. By the way,
I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
Great offenses, but when it comes down to, draw up a scheme to stop the other team's best guy or slow him down, never can do it.
No, we're just gonna outscore them.
So now putting Toronto at the main event, if they're down like Portland was down, do you see them having the ability to come back?
I think they could. Or they have a better chance just because they got better players.
Toronto's an overall better team.
Than Portland. Yeah, I mean,
they got veterans. They to me they're probably more mentally stable with veterans like Mark Gasol and and Kawhi. You got a Green who's a former champion on there.
Mark Gasol never been this far in his career though. So how do we know he's mentally stable?
Because he's an older player.
He really had.
I don't think it would be.
That doesn't mean any. That doesn't mean
nothing. A lot. Some older players doesn't mean that the moment may not get to them because they're more seasoned and ready.
But that's not true because Jamal Murray is a young point guard and he's very clutch.
Yeah, he was clutch, but he wasn't ready for that last. He wasn't ready for that last game.
And Mark Gasol has.
Man, that wasn't Jamal Murray.
Mark Gasol has won playoff games and he's advanced. I mean.
You mean with Memphis?
Yeah, he won playoff games with Memphis. They beat the number. They beat the number one.
Been this far.
One seed in San Antonio.
But he never been.
But they took out a number one seed.
Yeah, I don't think that matters though. Like how far he's got. I mean,
I don't think the age matters.
He had enough playoff experience.
I think experience might matter.
He had enough playoff experience.
I think
he knocked off a number one. That goes in your. That goes under your stats of was able to beat a team that you were a severe underdog against and taking them out. That goes with that goes with like the moment not too big. That was in 2011.
I think it just depends on who you are. I don't think the 2011. Age matters.
Like he's been in situations where he was a severe underdog. He's mentally ready for that. All that goes into what I'm saying basically. Like he's been through stuff. He has experience. He's an older player. He has been through that as a severe underdog. So the moment would not get to him because he lived through an underdog moment.
Yeah, and we're speaking in generalities here, right? Because I mean, there's a lot of young players. Their first playoff experience, they might not necessarily know how to handle that extra pressure. But you're right. Not every player, has that issue. Like there's some people who. Just rise to the occasion or whatever. I can't remember what Kobe Bryant did in his first playoff series, but there's a certain athletes, the Derek Jeters kind of,
Right, that's what I was saying. That's why I said it depends on
but, Mark Gasol
didn't necessarily depend on age.
Yeah.
Well, everybody in the playoffs been in the playoffs
Not actually, man.
So
Denver first time in the playoffs.
All of the players left in the playoffs have been in the playoffs before. That's what I'm saying.
Who do you guys think? Who's going for Toronto? Who's going for?
I still pick Milwaukee. That's my pick to win it all. So I'm gonna stick with them. Actually, not to win it all. I'm sorry, to make it to the finals. I think the Warriors to win it all.
Well, I was wondering. I was going to say, well, you think Milwaukee's going to beat the Warriors?
No, I really don't.
I think Milwaukee would beat the Warriors if the Milwaukee wins, but I picked Toronto to win over Milwaukee.
Yeah, I pick Milwaukee, Blaze.
And if I think Kevin Durant comes back for the finals, then I don't think Milwaukee or Toronto. Actually, I don't think either of those teams got any chance.
I don't think anyone has. I think the Warriors are at a different level from them. I think the Warriors, everyone else is good, and the Warriors are just.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, Blade. That's how I feel. I feel like without Durant, there was a daggone good team right there. They was already that echelon. I think with Durant, it just tips the scale to their favor more. Mm-hmm. But now I'm questioning with this Broussard thing. If he come back to the team during the championship, will his attitude be a little different with this Chris Broussard thing getting to him as heavy as it is? That he's going back and forth with Chris Broussard for 4 hours after the man just made a professional doing his job comment. His job is to make comment and speak on things, and I don't know that may question me of KD mental strength.
So I mean, this is just what KD does with his. He made a fake Twitter account.
This
that's just
man
what he
really
does.
did
I mean,
make a fake Twitter account.
This doesn't surprise me.
He had a burner account.
Yeah.
Man.
This don't surprise me at all. This is just what KD does.
I don't worry about it too much myself. Yeah, I think when he steps on the court, when he's on that court, it's all about the game at that point for him. So,
I'm going for Toronto. I got to go for the 6.
You going
for the home team?
No, Canada.
Of course.
No, actually, no. You don't know because Toronto. I'm from Montreal, and Montreal people hate people from Toronto. That's like Boston and New York. They're right there. That's the rivalry.
So you.
Yeah, but it's still
Canada.
No.
Yeah, we're not looking at the aspect that y'all hate.
We know.
Toronto.
We know.
You want the Vancouver Grizzlies back?
No.
Big country. Big country.
I remember Big Country, man. I remember Big Country.
Yeah. Actually, I went to a Grizzly game.
Oh, in Vancouver?
Yeah.
You was room for Big Country?
Nah.
He said nah.
I'm going for the.
Well, I'm going for Milwaukee myself, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Magic Johnson, the interview that he had on First Take was pretty eye opening to me because I had some pretty kind of negative things to say when he first announced that he was stepping down as president. But after the interview, I truly have to say I changed my opinion of what I had said. What do you guys think? Ricardo, what you got?
I'm with you, Big Jack. I read the situation wrong in one of our earlier podcasts when the whole stepping down thing first happened. But I will say this. Magic Johnson's still a cornball. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I think he's a cornball. He leaves.
He loves everybody?
Not even. LeBron James said, bro.
He was crying?
You could have given me a call to say, yo, I'm out, blah, blah, blah. And Stephen A. asks him, do you regret doing that? No, I don't have regrets. I'm like, so you can't even do the courtesy of telling LeBron James, yeah, I'm out. Like he got to learn it. He got to learn it with the rest of us. Like he like a commoner or something like that. When half the reason he went to the Lakers is because you went to his home
at 9:01.
At 9:01 Pacific time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I don't know, man. To me, that sounds like a person who never admits fault, right? And when a person says, I never have regrets and I never feel guilty, I listen to that and I go, wow, you...
When you are Magic Johnson, you don't have to live with regret. Regret has to live with you, okay? You are Magic Johnson. You are a living legend. You are a Laker living legend, champion. I mean, your post NBA career, as far as working in the front office, was not very good. I don't know. I mean,
I can't say that because the interview, the interview, I understand kind of what went on. But go ahead, I'm gonna let you finish before I dive in. But
Oh no, I was just gonna say when he initially said that he didn't tell Jeannie because he knew she would try to talk him out of it. I knew something was wrong then, because you don't quit in front of other people without telling your boss first. I knew something was wrong.
The thing about it, the way I see it, from when I listened to, I watched it twice, and the way I see it is, I think that the Lakers wanted him to be a figurehead. They didn't really want him to. They didn't really give him that president job. They didn't want, because all his decisions were changed or vetoed. I'll use the word veto. All his decisions were vetoed by the owner. She went in and she took other people's opinions over his opinion. I think they really wanted to say, "Oh, let's get Magic as the president, and he'll be a good figurehead for the team." and and I think he was really upset by someone going behind his back. He was every decision he made, they went behind his back. They were going behind his back, and what's the GM's name? What's his name? Rob.
Rob Ninkovich.
Yeah,
Palenko.
Rob. Yeah,
Oh no, Rob Palenko. Yes,
Rob
Ninkovich.
Blinko. Yeah,
Palenko.
yeah. So
You think about the linebacker.
I was like, okay.
Here's the overall.
I didn't want to mess up his name, so I said Rob. I knew his name was Rob, but
Here's the overall meaning behind this. It's not good to be the black president of the Lakers, just as it wasn't good to be the black president of the United States.
Oh my God.
You can't do it.
Okay.
They weren't going to allow him to do nothing. He didn't have no power. They weren't going to allow him to do
Well, exactly. You know what? That's a good analogy. Exactly. They made him the figurehead. Magic did a lot for the team. Magic. Everyone loves Magic. Let's put him up here. Let's put him as the president, and let's chop him down. Don't give him any power. He didn't have any.
See, I disagree with that. So even in the interview, the only thing he really had beef about was the coach situation. And
they didn't let him. Yeah, but come on, they didn't want to let him choose the coach.
Right,
he wanted to choose the coach.
Yeah, but when we say he was second guessed with every decision, but he wasn't. He traded D'Angelo Russell. He traded I forget the center to the Clippers.
Yeah, but he did. Did you see? He did own up to that. You guys,
yeah, he did.
You guys, you came out and said that he's the type of person that doesn't own up to his faults, and he did own up to.
He owned up to the Brooks Lopez thing. He said the Brooks Lopez, he missed the ball on that. But let me give my little short diatribe.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just finish my thought real quick. But that's not the same thing as not having a chance. Making it. Hey, if you got to have a chance to make a mistake, right? So I'm like, he did these moves. The only move where he was questioned was the firing of Luke Walton. And I think he really quit. He just didn't like Rob Palenko saying he was lazy and this, that, and the third. And then him questioning him on Luke Walton just pushed him over the edge. But besides anything that had to do with Luke Walton, where was he being second guessed at? Where did he not have power?
Didn't he say that she changed her mind 3 times?
Mm-hmm. But it's just that one thing, though. Like, you can't say, all they do is second guess him when he made 10 moves and only second guess him on 1.
Nah, I do agree with Blade. Let me get my thoughts.
After you trade away Russell and Lopez,
I do
you can't
agree
blame him
with
for being
Blade and
second
everything.
guess.
Hold up, Maul. I do agree with Blade and everything, man. Let me get all my thoughts right quick. Because Magic said he was the backstabber. He like the thing where Jeannie went wrong. She went wrong. You hired Magic to make basketball decisions, but you listen to other people. And I do, like I said, I do agree with Blade because Magic admitted like people was coming behind his back saying, "Oh, don't do this." The trade he threw it out there is kind of whack, and that's why they had a little article came out about the trade and what he was willing to offer to get Anthony Davis and Jeannie Buss. He didn't run that past Jeannie Buss, and Rob came through and told Jeannie Buss, "Man, Magic don't know what he's doing. That's a crazy offer. Don't allow him to do that trade and stuff like that." And he was going behind. Magic said he was going behind his back just to get the job. And Rob Palenka, he had a little comment, a little minute interview on Tuesday where pretty much he was kind of smug. They pretty much like, I'm the GM now, so I got where I wanted to be, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, bye Magic. But I do think Magic was second guess outside of more than just coaching. But they second guessed their own self because at first they wanted to keep Luke Walton, but when Magic got fired, they still got rid of Luke Walton. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of crazy. But I just think, Kobe Bryant, the best friend of Rob Palenka as well. So, and Magic alluded to Kobe having a lot of influence with Jeannie too, through him. So I'm like, what words Kobe got to do with it too? At the downfall of Magic, maybe not want the Lakers to be as great as because LeBron now, man, might not want LeBron to get them 6 rings. You never know what an alter, what somebody's agenda
I don't think
is.
Kobe Bryant cares enough. I really don't.
No,
I think
no.
I
I
think
feel
it comes
like
down to
how can you can't be successful with a bunch of dissension going on in your organization, and that's what it seems like it's just going on, a bunch of dissension because everybody wants to be at the top, so they're pulling the next person down.
it's a case. It's too many chefs spoil the
too many
brew.
chefs in the kitchen, man.
Yeah, spoil the brew. That's what
spoil the brew.
Look, Magic did the right thing by stepping
I
down
agree.
because that was just an ugly situation.
I agree with that too. I just think that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Blaze.
The thing about it is, when you're the president of an organization, you're the leader. You're the leader, and you can't have people coming and second guess the leadership. It's like the army. You can't. When the general tells you something, you do what the general says. You can't have somebody else saying, "Nah, don't listen to the general. We're going to do it this way," because it turns into
right. That's dissension.
And it turned into a mess. It turned into a mess, and I'm happy that Magic stepped down because he realized that these guys were backstabbing him. I believe that you guys think that Kobe doesn't care, but I think he does because I think Kobe's going to be the next. I think Rob's going to be moved up to the president, and Kobe's going to probably be the GM. I think that's the outcome's going to be. It looks like it. And
I kind of was thinking that same thing, Blaze. I was thinking that same thing.
Yeah, I agree with Blaze as well.
I don't see it.
He might end up in that GM spot.
I don't see that either. Not Kobe.
So why is Kobe why is Kobe in it then? Look, if I'm rich, you think I'm going to be caring about the Lakers?
Wait, but here's one thing: we are just assuming Kobe Bryant. All we know is Kobe Bryant probably helped his agent get the job, right? Because he's looking out. But that doesn't mean that Kobe Bryant really cares what happens after that one way or another. We are projecting what we.
If Kobe wanted the job, he wouldn't have helped his agent get it. He would have helped himself get it.
No, but the agent's going to get Magic's job.
Yeah, Magic's job. Yeah.
And then Kobe's going to get this job.
No, but my thing is, why wouldn't Kobe Bryant just take the GM job right then instead of putting his agent in that position?
The agent is not just the GM, but he's also making the team president moves as well.
Now he is. I'm saying when Magic Johnson was president, you think if Kobe Bryant went to Jeannie Buss like, yo, let me be a part of this, she would have said no?
Well, let me ask you a question, Carter.
No, she wouldn't have.
Do you think that's out of the realms of possibility that he could ever be a GM for the Lakers? I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, maybe 20,
knowing that,
maybe, but right now we talking about y'all making it seem like Kobe came with this plan that I'm going to get my agent installed in this, and so he can get Magic.
Wait, no, that's exactly what you said. What do you mean? Nah.
Listen. I said nah, but let me finish what I said. I stopped to let Jamal finish. When I said nah, because I'm like, I ain't going to say that. I'm just saying that's in the realms of possibility because of what Magic alluded to by bringing up Kobe Bryant, and that's Kobe Bryant breastfeeding the world. So out the realms of possibilities, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not saying, that's a for sure, because Jamal made it seem like I'm for sure saying that. I'm not, me personally, I'm not saying that's for sure.
We're speculating. I'm speculating.
Blade, okay, I just want to Blade declare itself. But as a speculation in the realms of possibility, it's out there.
But the thing about it is, she's so messed up. She's even listening to her ex-boyfriend.
Now that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
after what Phil done with the Knicks, leaving us with goddamn Frank Ntilikina.
Wait, they're not together no more?
I don't think so.
They haven't been together for a little minute now.
Yeah, but she's listening to him too, giving his point of view.
Frank Ntilikina.
Maybe that's why he went to New York and got mad and messed up the Knicks.
Frank Ntilikina, man. Frank Ntilikina. Freaking Donovan Mitchell. Boom. No. Freaking. Anyway. Let me not even go there, man.
Ricardo, woosah.
Yeah.
Woosah.
Damn, stumbling, man. You couldn't even get your words out. You real mad.
Gave Carmelo all that goddamn money too. Oh my goodness.
Breathe,
man. You big mad right now.
So Big J. Yeah. Do you think the Lakers can get it together and right the ship?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's something you have to sit back and see. Can can he actually step now that he has a job? Can he do the job? And can he bring in players to turn that team around? Because I don't know. They all would literally have to sit down and just come in a big powwow, listen to LeBron's really gonna have to step up and be like, okay, this is what I need to get this team to where you needed to be, where we needed to be. But he has a job now, so we just got to sit back and see what he can do with it.
And one more thing on the whole Magic thing. Magic, if you compare the bad things he did for the Lakers to the good things, all you can say is LeBron James for the good. Like, what else has he done that was good?
He broke it all down. Kuzma was a result from the D'Angelo Russell trade.
Yeah.
Like, they also cleared up room. They got.
But he traded D'Angelo Russell.
They traded Russell because they had to give him away with that center
Timothy
Mozgov to clear up cap room. Right now they have enough cap room to get another max player. He cleared up cap room. He in the interview he broke all that down, like why he did what he did.
He wasn't all bad,
right?
It wasn't all bad.
All of that was for
LeBron. Not just LeBron. He had enough money to sign 2 max players. They had enough money right now to sign a Kawhi to a max deal, to sign somebody else to a max deal.
But Kawhi said he doesn't want to go there.
But he talked about that as well. He's like, everybody can say what they want to till I come sit at their front door. And he said he's still willing to go sit at somebody's front door on the behalf of the Lakers. Yeah, he said that too in the interview.
I'm just saying, you can say he said all of these things, but at the end of the day, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. The Lakers are still a bad team.
Let me see.
Can I say one thing for? I know what I just want to say this to Jamal real quick. If LeBron doesn't get hurt, they made the playoffs. They're making the playoffs.
Yeah, actually, I was going to give.
I mean, that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
There was 2 games out of first place in the West where people say LeBron couldn't do it in the West. The West too difficult. There was 2 games out of first place before he got hurt.
People said LeBron couldn't win a championship in the West.
What I heard though is maybe different. What you heard, people say he wouldn't be able to even make the playoffs, and when he did make the playoffs, they're like, I told you couldn't make the playoffs. But everybody have short-term memory, and don't forget he was 2 games out of first place in the West, where they say he wouldn't be able to dominate, he wouldn't be able to hang with those dudes in the West. Like Magic,
earlier in the season,
before he got hurt in January. Yeah, before he got hurt, he missed 21 games. And Magic said that. Right. There's only one really dynamic awesome team Magic said, which I agree was the Warriors. Everybody else, he felt like the Lakers could have took him out, and that could have been honest.
I don't think they would have finished with the second record in the West.
But you always got to put perspective to things, Mo. You saying they didn't, but why? But tell me why, Mo. Break down why they didn't.
Because they weren't good enough to do it without LeBron.
Go deeper with the perspectives.
Because their team isn't deep enough.
No,
they don't have enough.
When they start talking about trades, the young players got in their field who was quitting, and Magic mentioned that they was quitting, dog.
Those are the players that he traded for.
No, but I'm just saying, though. No, when he was talking about the AD trade, they mentally, but he did say they wound up getting it together. But LeBron was still already out. To me, the Lakers, they stay healthy next year. With this team right now, without bringing another star, if they stay healthy next year, they make it a playoff team. They're a playoff team, though.
What, an AC? Are you cool with it?
There wasn't an AC before he got hurt. There was 2 games out of first. But that's what they was at their height, though. That's when they was at their best.
Man, it was a few teams that rotated throughout the season.
Man, I don't care, but that's what factually they was number 4, 2 games out of first. You can't beat that facts.
Factually, a lot of
I really don't know what that means. So, we're saying after 35 games, they were number 2 in the West. I mean,
it don't mean nothing.
After 40-something games, bro.
Okay. Because I'm like,
because the All-Star game is not the halfway point. The All-Star game is past the halfway point.
They were not second in the West at the All-Star break.
No, they
was never second. There was 2 games out of first place. That's what I'm saying. There was 2 games out of first place. That's what Magic said.
You mean when Golden State had all that drama going on, and when Denver and Golden State and stuff was battling for the top, when Houston was still struggling to get it together?
Yep.
What you talking about?
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly.
When they was playing their best ball.
Keep it in perspective.
But keep it in perspective. They was playing their best ball then, dude. You cannot say there was going to be an AC. None of us can say that.
Denver was number 1.
Denver finished number 2. And Denver finished number 2.
I'm not saying that they would have been an 8th seed, but I don't think that they would have finished 2 games out of first place. I just
No,
don't think
sir.
that they were that good.
I mean, that's
They weren't.
fine, but we don't know that either. Like the same way Maul said,
Well,
well, we
Yes,
couldn't
we
know
do,
that.
okay,
Cam. Come
We
on,
don't know
bro.
where they would have finished. That. They
right,
could have still
but
finished
Come
number
on,
3 or
bro.
4.
this is just opinions
Come on,
based
bro.
on what we saw throughout the season, right? Did we not see Denver get better as the season went on? Right?
Not Denver was always at the top though. Denver was
Come
number
on,
one
bro.
for a long
But my
time.
point
Come on,
is,
bro.
but you
Come on,
saw,
Lonzo
but you
Ball.
saw
Come
the
on.
Portland balled out. OKC didn't fade until Paul George got hurt in the second half. I don't know.
To me, it's not a for sure they would have missed the playoff or finished as an AC. Just as much as it's not for sure they wouldn't have been number 1, 2, 3, or 4. But at their best, and in January before LeBron went out, they were still the number 4 ranked team, though, in the West.
Yeah,
when people say LeBron couldn't do it,
I think that's what they would have been. They would have been a 4 or 5. Maybe they would have been anywhere between 4 or 6. That's the way I saw it. If LeBron,
They went anywhere between a first round exit and a first round
possibly,
exit.
but I still
they
think
would
they
have
would
been
have made
anywhere
the
as far
playoffs.
as
If they
they would have
even
been
made the
anywhere as
play-
far
if-
as Portland could have got.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You tripping, bro. They don't have nobody on their team besides LeBron that's
Okay.
on the same level as Dame and CJ.
Well,
And what level CJ was on in the playoffs when they lost to Golden State? What level CJ was on?
okay, but the other 2 rounds, bro, was stepping up.
And so what you say? How come Brandon Ingram couldn't?
They don't have a shooter like that.
Well,
Ingram?
I was gonna
You think
say
Ingram can do it?
if the season played out the way it played out, except for LeBron
Kuzma?
staying healthy, Brandon Ingram, I think him getting hurt at the end of the year, I still
Inconsistent.
think they would have made the playoff, but I don't know how far they would have went without Brandon Ingram in the playoffs as that second definite
Kuzma,
scorer.
Kuzma could have been that second dude. Kuzma is a shooter from the power forward spot.
Inconsistent.
Kuzma's a heck of a player.
I think
Inconsistent.
Kuzma had a way better season than CJ McCollum, who Jamal loves.
Inconsistent.
More consistent than McCollum.
Okay,
I don't know
guys.
about
So
that one.
Stop it.
let's
Look at the
Stop
numbers.
it.
Look at the numbers. Don't make me prove you wrong
Stop
again,
it.
Jamal.
Okay, let's
Don't make
go.
me prove you
Stop
wrong
it.
again.
You didn't prove me wrong
Okay,
before.
guys.
Hey, let's all just agree to disagree.
Okay, so let's
move on.
go. Let's go on. Like, so Ricardo.
Someone said Kuzma is better than CJ McCollum.
Okay, so Ricardo, you feel that the Lakers could make it to the playoffs next year?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was
I think the
funny.
Lakers will definitely be a playoff team next year.
And Jamal,
Yeah.
you don't think the Lakers can make it to the playoffs next year?
Yeah, I think they could be like an 8 or a 7. Something like that.
And Camouflage, what do you think?
Man, out the realms of possibility, bro, they could be 3 through 8.
Okay, my last thing on this is that the Lakers are in trouble because they should have took Magic's points and take the coach, LeBron's coach, and now they have 2 coaches. So I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot
That is
about
a bad
that.
look.
Yeah, that is
so-
a bad look.
And we're
And-
going to talk about that a little later.
That is
And
a
so
bad
I
look.
don't know what's going to happen with them with 2 coaches. So I think they're going to be in a world of hurt next year. What do you think?
that
Big,
is a bad
what do you think,
look.
Big
You're
Jack?
right, Blaze.
What do you think? Big
I don't
Jack?
like the Lakers regardless, so I can give a damn whether they go to the
All right.
playoffs or not.
All right,
Moving
so
on.
You ruthless.
move it on.
And I just like to say, they're going to get somebody in free agency. It might not be Kawhi. It might be Kimba. It might be Tobias Harris. They're going to get somebody really good this year in free agency.
You think so? Even with all of this turmoil going on?
Why would they care? They're like, first of all, they're going to get paid.
Pay me.
And you're
Just
playing
pay
with
me.
LeBron James. Like, well, what else do you need? Like,
This is basketball. This is not
A
football.
chance to win?
Basketball,
Maybe? A chance
hey,
to compete
not
for the championship?
not everybody could play for the Warriors or the 76ers you got to go somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
But honestly, how
I
many
feel
teams
you.
out there can actually win a
I feel you.
championship, bro? It's only like
3,
right
4?
now, bro. It's only like 3-4 teams
Yeah.
that can actually win a championship, and there's other superstars
Yeah.
with other teams. Portland never had a chance, but
Not
Portland
really. Because if you're not
talking about
Golden
resigning
State,
Damian
Denver,
Lillard to a max deal, that 191 max deal.
I think there's
Okay.
five.
Ooh,
I think
that boy got
there's
paid.
5 teams. It's Golden State, Denver,
And it-
Phillies. I'm sorry, not the Phillies. Philadelphia 76ers, Toronto, and Milwaukee.
Toronto,
Like those
and
5
Milwaukee.
teams. Those are like legit shots.
Denver are more shot than what Houston may have had. Now, I think Houston.
You gotta remember, Denver is
Man,
young.
I've
Denver's
lost
good
all
and
faith in
young.
Houston. Houston gotta show me now. Nah, they've been too close.
Yeah.
You know who you left out though,
Single
Cardo?
down.
They're
You know
not
who you left out,
finishers.
Cardo?
They're not finishers. So
You left out. You left out Utah.
Oh, Utah don't got no damn chance. Nah.
Yeah, we left
Nah,
that.
bro, all they
Yeah,
did
we
was-
left out Utah for a reason.
So let's talk about it, Blades. Tell us about what happened.
Well, what happened? I sat down to eat. I had my pizza.
Break it down for us.
I bit my pizza.
What kind of pizza? What kind of pizza was it?
A vegetarian pizza.
Set the scene for us.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Mhm.
And I was drinking, my white Henny.
Okay.
And even
White
Wait,
Henny? Okay.
white Henny with vegetable pizza.
man.
Hey,
Murder in
That's
one
how you
head,
do it in
help
the
in
eye.
another head. I
Well,
love it.
Well, I had on my pizza. I did have some chicken. There was chicken on it.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Okay.
With
all
a
right.
side dish of
well,
sea
that ain't
eggs.
veggie pizza then.
A
So-
side dish of sea eggs.
And even before I could just take my first sip, I heard bang, and
Nah, that's really what it was like, though.
and it was. I was like, my wife came up and she's like, "What's going on?" I said, "The fight's over." She said, "Already?" I was like, "Yeah, in 2 minutes the fight was over."
Let's take a listen to that, Blades. Let's hear it for ourselves.
To Brazil for having the character to throw with him and
Wilder hit Brazil so hard they are feeling it in Brazil. Mamma mia! What a KO!
You got knocked the fuck out, man! Give me my goddamn money. The payback's a motherfucker, ain't it?
Damn.
Keep going, Blaze. So what you thought about this quick 2-minute fight, man?
That fight was
A quickie.
the thing about it is Wilder's a beast, and Wilder told the man. Wilder said, I'm paraphrasing here. It's not, he said, boxing's the only sport that you could physically kill somebody, get paid for it, and not go to jail. That was his statement. I was like, wow.
And then he said, "So why shouldn't I take advantage of this?"
then he told Brazil, don't bring your wife or kids because they're not gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna
At least he
The man
warned
was
them.
not wrong. He was. I mean,
Like,
he
that
tried
was
to rip
sad.
his head straight off his body. Like,
Let me tell you something. I listened to it.
I bet that shit hurt.
And I listened to it. I'm here to let you know. You got knocked the F out when the announcer, the commentator said, "Mamma mia."
he did.
The commentator said, "Mamma mia."
And you
That's
heard
when
the
know you
crowd.
got
They
hit
went,
hard.
"Ooh,
The commentator was like, "Oh my goodness."
That's how it is.
He got hit
Look,
hard.
y'all
Mamma
remember
mia.
in school?
In high
Y'all remember
school,
in
yes.
when people used to get into fights and when somebody used to get hit real hard, you heard,
Yep.
That's exactly what I was gonna
Yeah.
say, Mo. That's exactly what I was
Yep.
gonna say.
Well,
man.
yep. That's all you
Oh,
just
man.
That's all. Ooh,
I know those New Yorkers
shit.
were pissed because I know I would be pissed paying all that money to go see a fight and then boom.
I hope the undercard was good."
Man.
Hey, look, everybody want to ask. Jack, want to start off with you, man. Do y'all think this dude could be the next coming of Iron Mike Tyson? Like with the way he's not,
He could. It's tough to be.
I
Mike
think he's
Tyson,
a better
man.
boxer
I mean,
than Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was a great puncher.
Mike
but-
Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was just a beast, dude. I mean, he was a beast. He was just straight out. I mean, he had skills and stuff. This cat right here, man, is oof. We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see.
He fight like that one dude, the dude from Philly. Remember that dude? He was more of a
Hopkins?
street
Are
fighter,
we
but he was a
talking
boxer.
about
I can't.
Bernard Hopkins?
He kind of got knocked senseless a little bit, but he could fight real good. I can't remember his name. He was from Philly.
I think you might be
seen
talking
him.
about Bernard Hopkins. Yeah.
Perhaps I don't remember his name.
But I'll tell you this. I'm curious to hear what you think about this, Blades, since Big Shot brought up Mike Tyson. I was just wondering.
The thing about it is that Mike Tyson was a beast. Mike Tyson was a different kind of boxer. Mike Tyson would just knock you out.
Mm-hmm.
Wilder's. I think he's on his 20th knockout right now. I think this was his 20th knockout.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the thing about it is, it's the fight that he did with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, I don't know if you guys know, but Tyson Fury is the guy he fought in December last year, and that's his only draw. And Tyson Fury was beating him. This is a cat from England, Irish cat from England,
Oh wow.
And
Oh, Irish. Now it makes
yeah,
sense.
he makes sense. He had a hard head, man. He had a hard head
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be.
because the
Uh-huh.
because the thing about it in that fight, right? They went 12 rounds, and he was getting beat by Tyson Fury, but then he knocked Tyson Fury down, and everyone thought in the 12th round, I thought it was over. He knocked him out, and then Tyson Fury jumped back up. Even the you got to listen to that one, Big Jack. Go listen to that. The announcer goes, "Oh my God, he's up! He's up!"
That sounds like wrestling. Oh my God, he's back!
Yep.
He got on.
Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Throw some Jerry Lawler in there.
So they're doing a rematch. So that fight was a draw. That was one of the best heavyweight fights I've seen in a long time, since back in the old days when Holyfield and Lennox Lewis and all those guys were fighting. So they're going to do a rematch. The only problem is that Tyson Fury signed with ESPN Plus, and old boy here is with Showtime. So they're fighting to see where the fight will be. So they're saying they're rumored to be fighting next March, and that's going to be a really good fight because I wanted that rematch right away. Like everyone wants that rematch because they went toe to toe. The guy from England was beating him, and then he knocked the guy out, and the guy got back up. So that guy has a hard head. He has a hard head.
Well, here's the one thing for right now. Go as of right now, the middle of the year, whatever, or almost to there. Wilder might have the knockout of the year. That punch right there, this just might be the knockout of the year. Once the end of the year is tallied up and they go through all the punches of the year, this might be the first pick for knockout of the year.
But Jack and Blade, don't this punch just put you in the mode of like, man, this is like some throwback Tyson stuff. That's why I brought up Tyson. It like puts you in that mode,
It is, and for the simple fact that even though it was 2 minutes in, Mike Tyson I think still has the fastest knockout at 91 seconds. He's a beast, man. He can talk the talk.
Do you think he's capable of biting off someone's cartilage?
No. You know what?
And spitting it in the first row of the crowd.
Man,
if he's not capable of that, he cannot be compared.
But look, he's already telling his opponents not to invite the family. Don't invite the next of kin.
That was courteous. That was courteous.
Hey, Mike Tyson was, right there talking about he was gonna eat people's kids.
He did say that.
No, actually, Mike Tyson.
He's right there.
Actually, Mike Tyson used that. This is a family show, and I was accused last week for saying some words, so I won't say. He was accused of sodomizing some people.
That too.
Oh yeah, until they love him. Until they love him.
Yeah. So if Wilder can keep showing some of that meanness, that beast mode type stuff, he's almost there. But he's being a little more cleaner with it. Don't bring your family to the fight. As in, Mike Tyson he did the Hannibal Lecter thing. He wanted to eat kids with lima beans.
Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
Delicious.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the holes again. So. But I think he'll be he's on his way to be a great fighter, man.
And I think his comments and his controversial comments are definitely putting a little more energy into the heavyweight division.
Well, he brought it. He's bringing it back. He's bringing it back.
So I can't wait to see a lot more from him because the heavyweight division was lacking for a long time.
Man, the last time I ever heard anything about the heavyweight division was like when the Klitschko brothers was doing their thing, man.
When the Klitschko brothers.
Yeah.
So now Wilder is bringing the heavyweight division back. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of matches with him. My only thing is, did Michael Buffer go somewhere else? Not a HBO's not any more boxing matches?
He's with Showtime. He's with
Showtime.
It all depends which fight. I guess whoever pays him. Because he's with DAZN. He's with DAZN also.
Leading to the last segment, Bell. Trade rumors with Bell. What we got, Jamal? Where you think Bell's going to end up, or is he going to stay where he's at, or are they really going to go ahead and get rid of him? The coach hates him that much. What's going on, Jamal? What you got?
Yeah, I think he's going to stay where he's at. I think his contract is pretty hefty. I think if another team wanted him, then they would have pursued him harder than the Jets did. I think, unfortunately for him, the New York Jets are just a big debacle of a football franchise right now, firing their GM 2 weeks after the draft. Like, how, I don't know how, like...
Dysfunctional?
Yeah, how dysfunctional do you have to be to do something like that? And unfortunately, it came out that Adam Gase doesn't even like him as a running back. So I think he'll stay where he is just because of his contract. I hope he has a good year because I plan on drafting him in at least one league. So, I hope he has a good year, but I don't think he's going anywhere. And I think he just has to tough it out. How long is his contract for?
4 years, I think.
He had 4 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it might have been
13 mil, 4 years.
The only way I could see him being traded is if the Jets take up some of the money. Other than that,
which they'll probably do because their Jets are a bunch of losers, so they probably will do that.
Perhaps, but like I said in the last time we talked about the Jets GM, what was that, last week? I don't think the Jets are going to be that good. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs or nothing like that. But
they're not going to be no good.
I think Bell will have a productive season, but not like when he was in Pittsburgh.
Jamal, I got to piggyback off for you, man. The Jets aren't going to be that, this, those, there, no kind of good. They going to be no kind of good.
Yes, sir.
That's cool.
Understood.
That's cool.
I personally, if they do get rid of him, I wouldn't mind seeing Bell in that purple and black. I mean, I'm just saying. If they go ahead and get rid of him, I wouldn't mind if the Ravens.
Y'all giving up a second-round draft pick for him? Third-round draft pick? No, I'm asking. Like, what do you think the Ravens would be willing to give up for Le'Veon Bell? What do you think is reasonable?
You know what? I say a third. A third wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, but they just got their guy they got the running back from their arms.
We got Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram. Yeah, y'all just signed Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I'll wait on see on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I take Bell over Ingram.
No, Ingram ain't no starting running back anyway, though.
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah. I wouldn't quite go that far.
He ain't never did it by himself.
Yes,
he did it by himself.
Yes, he did.
He had Kamara.
Before he had Kamara.
Before he had Kamara.
Before he had Kamara, he had a 1,000-yard season and stuff. And
a 1,000-yard season is not a starting running back, man. You got to have more than just 1,000 yards.
How many?
You can't just have.
Come on,
no. We're talking about Le'Veon Bell.
How many 1,000-yard running backs do you think there are this year?
We're talking about.
Ricardo, can you put the statement because we don't believe it.
The views.
Hold on, let them all finish.
Let the man.
Everybody, the man has the right to defend himself.
We're talking about Le'Veon Bell compared to Mark Ingram.
Oh yes, he's better, but
you said he's not a starter, bro.
You said he's not
a starter. What y'all saying this man did was 3-4 years ago. This man is not a starter in the NFL these days. This man needs a second running back.
It will be nice.
I'm not willing to get. I'm not gonna call him washed just yet.
He don't catch the ball.
He do catch the ball. Mark Ingram do catch the ball.
Yeah,
he
does. He does.
Yeah, he catches the ball very well.
Kamara caught it more.
But Kamara's a better catcher, but doesn't take away Mark Ingram's skill set of catching the ball. That's what I'm saying. Go look at his numbers before Kamara.
From what year?
I think Jamal just likes to argue.
In what year?
No, let me see.
Wait.
You think?
Argue on this podcast.
I mean, Mark Ingram had a pretty good
I'm sorry.
2016. It wasn't that long ago.
Hey, hold on.
Kamara first year was in 17.
We debate on this podcast.
You're right, Jamal. We don't argue. I think Jamal just likes to debate.
2016. You mean 4 years ago? Okay.
Yeah. When Kamara wasn't there, before Kamara was drafted.
I think that's 3 years, man. But
yeah.
No, because he got there 2017, 2018, right?
Yeah, this 2019, so that's 3 years ago, dog.
Yeah. All right, well, it's about to be 4 years.
3 years ago, though. Factually, 3 years, dog.
So,
factually.
Yeah, 3 years.
3.5, whatever.
You have a problem with that factual thing, huh, buddy?
3.5.
But the numbers be hurting you, dog. The numbers hurt you.
No, not when you bring up numbers from 3 years ago.
Come on, bro. But that's when he was. That's when Kamara wasn't there.
Wait, but
we have to bring that up.
But hold on,
that's my point.
But we have to bring that up when Kamara wasn't there.
His first year, it's not like Mark Ingram just disappeared. Like,
no,
last year.
Ingram had
Let's talk about the most recent stats. Y'all want to bring up numbers? Bring up the most recent.
Okay,
numbers.
but then we're only talking about 1 year, then, right?
I mean, we're not even talking about a whole year because he's suspended the first 6 games.
Yeah, he was
Look
suspended.
at the averages. The averages don't average out to a starting running back
for 1
He
year.
was for not even a whole year, for 10 games.
Y'all only brought up 1 year. Y'all said 2016.
But we got more years. No, you only let us bring up 1 year.
Come on.
You only let us bring up more than 1 year, dog.
No, that's all you said.
No, but
you said 2016.
Go look up 15 stats.
We answered your question.
Come on.
Wait, but I'm saying this.
Answer.
2015, he was a good running back. 2016, he was a really good running back. Even great. 2017, with Kamara, he was good. Last year was the only year where
he was suspended.
He was suspended.
He just never got it going.
No, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
starting running back.
You make it sound like Jamal. You make it sound like this man been trash for the last 10 years or something. Like you,
let me get back on this Bell thing.
Hold on 1 second.
Let's regress.
Ricardo.
He is one head of a two-headed monster.
Ricardo.
Period.
Ricardo. Add this at the beginning of all this. All right, ladies and gentlemen. In the blue corner, we have Jamal. In the red corner, the rest of the Cypher team. Go.
That's right. That's right.
And let that begin, man.
I can't wait to see how this plays out, though, man.
The problem is, I think Jamal only played fantasy football for 2 years, and he only.
Jamal's the only one go past a year and a half worth of stuff.
I go by
did you draft Mark Ingram last year, Jamal?
Actually, he did.
I see what it is now.
I go by the most recent stats.
You know what?
Wait, Jamal got jilted. He a jilted lover. That's what this is. He a jilted lover.
Because remember,
but what you tell me in baseball, bro? You can't always go by the recent stats. You got to go by what a person pedigree with.
Let me tell you something, Jamal.
Like I know, the shortest lifespan in the NFL is of a running back.
Okay,
y'all bring it up 3-4 years ago.
Check it out.
You only bring it up a year and a half worth of stuff. But let's get back to this Bell talk.
Let's get back to the question.
Listen, hold on real quick. If Jamal was a judge, I would want him to be on my case, especially if all I did right before I went to see him was rob a liquor store. Forget all the murders and shit I did 5 years ago. Forget all the kidnappings, rapes, and murders I did 5 years ago. I robbed a liquor store. Give me my 30 days.
Well, I don't see how that correlates to this.
You just said with recent stats. Recent stats.
I'm still not understanding. Bro. Okay. Football, not murdering.
Okay,
we're talking about football.
You don't
I love it.
But
I love it.
We're talking about football. What is murdering?
Yo, I wish I could see Jamal's face right now. Jamal sounded like he had like that Scooby-Doo face. Like, what in the world?
Look.
Let's get back to Le'Veon Bell. Let's get back to Le'Veon Bell.
Murdering football is two different sports.
Okay, Blaze, I think there's only 3 spots Le'Veon can honestly go to. Now, I want to be on Twitter and saw a suggestion out there, I think from either Sigmund Bloom or Adam Schefter. They were saying that a good trade would probably be, well, the 3 teams was the Chiefs, Houston, and Buccaneers. And they say one of the possible trades they say would be Clowney, since Houston not trying to pay him. Trade Clowney, do like a sign trade with Clowney, so their contracts can balance off each other. And add Bell to Houston's offense with Watson, with Jamal Boyd, wide receiver, and
Will Fuller, and
and then bring Clowney to the defense of the Bears. I mean, not the Bears, of the Jets, and that can make they straighten up their defense. I'm like, man, that's a great idea.
That might be one of those trades that works really good for both teams.
Yep.
Like
that's a
I
good
wouldn't
trade.
like that trade.
That's a good trade.
Houston is in my division.
Oh my lord!
No. Order in the court. No.
Okay.
Order. He said order in the court.
What do you think, Blades?
Okay, what I think, that's a good trade. I think he'd be a beast there, and I think Kansas City he'd be sick. I would love him in Kansas City.
Kansas City, yeah.
If he's Kansas City with Andy Reid's offense, even though I think Andy Reid's a choker, I think he's a choker when it comes to playoff. But when it comes to regular season, he's a mastermind. And then he has what's the GM? Not the GM. The OC there. What's in it? The enemy was Eric the enemy. I think they'll be amazing over there. With I would love it. I would love that.
Say, what was his last name? The enemy?
Yeah, I think that's his
Eric.
name.
Eric the enemy.
Eric the enemy. Yeah, that's his last name. Yeah, he used to be
he used to be a running back with
running back in college.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought you said the enemy. Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry.
It does sound like that. It's very. I don't know how it's spelled, but
Eric the enemy.
Well, we're gonna get Jack some hearing aids after this show.
Well, Ricardo just said it sounded like it too. So get him.
Yeah, but you the one questioned
it. It sounds like that. I think it's what a B.
Yeah.
Let's digress back to what I was saying. So I think he'd be amazing in either two teams. I don't know about Tampa Bay. I don't know about. I think they got a new coach. The new coach is
Bruce Arians, man. You know the magic he did with David Johnson, and Bell got the same skill sets, man.
I see it. I could see it, but I would rather
get him a napkin.
I rather
let him clean up.
Like I said, oh Lord have mercy.
But you know.
Like I said before, like off the air, I said that if he goes to either one of those teams, I'm picking him number one in my fantasy. That's my fantasy.
Like for fantasy value, Kansas City. Oh man, like
oh yeah,
that would
Kareem
be,
Hunt all over again.
Yeah, but you know, here's the thing though. If you're the Jets though, how could you turn down that Clowney deal? I mean, who could the Chiefs offer you better than that? What kind of deal could the Chiefs offer you that you could get that kind of talent back?
Tyreek Hill.
I don't think anybody. That's still too toxic, man. I don't think anybody knows Tyreek Hill.
You're right, Cardo.
That's
You're right,
toxic.
Cardo.
Actually, you know something? Someone tried to trade me in my Dynasty League last week. He tried to trade me Tyreek Hill for a whole bunch of players. I was like, Tyreek Hill?
He might have even been playing football this year.
Right, that's what I
ever again. Who knows?
He tried to trade me him, then he tried to trade me what's the old boy that's always on smoking weed there? Jamal's best friend.
Josh Gordon?
Richard Williams?
Yeah, Josh Gordon.
Wait a second. This man offered you Josh Gordon and Tyreek.
I swear the guy I told my wife like, because she read it to me, she goes, he's offering you Josh Gordon. And I'm like, what? Who? He's not even playing football no more. And she goes, I said he's suspended indefinitely.
Man,
I like it.
You should have countered it and gave him a kick.
Did he throw Des Bryant in there too, or
no? Like that's what these guys are doing. I was like, oh, he signed. I don't know, Camouflage. You should know this because you're Mr. Facts and the stats. Didn't he sign his Tinder?
Josh Gordon?
Yeah, he's Tinder. I said Tinder, like.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Swipe right.
Yeah, he signed his Tinder for $2.6 million or something like that.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna try to play this year too. He's gonna try to get back. He's doing a little rehab thing and stuff. So I think he's gonna try to play this year. But we gotta wait.
Rehab for weed, man. There must be something deeper than just weed.
No, he said he's been doing drugs since he was 12.
But here's my thing, and I don't want to make it about marijuana or drug use. It is a problem when someone's offering you millions of dollars to stop and you can't. That is a problem.
Yeah.
Like,
he needs rehab.
Here go $10 million. Don't smoke.
You can't. There is no rehab for weed. That's what I'm saying. You have to have that's a harder drug thing.
But I think he has both. I think he takes pills and he takes weed. I think both. But Ricardo, speaking of that, so you're telling me if someone offered you money and said you can't have sex for
nigga meat. You can't have nigga meat sex.
People say sex. Oh my god!
For how much money?
But sex is addicting. I see why Blaze said
for how much money
sex can be addicting.
Yeah, for the next.
He said for how much money?
Oh, okay. So Ricardo's a real Jamaican.
No, I'm just saying.
What's the
like,
money? What's the money?
Yeah, like what's the
Is
money like? Because
it a 3 year, $30 million contract?
Well, they offered him $3 million. His contract's $3 million, 2.9. So if someone's giving you $2.9 million and tell you can't have sex for 2 years, what would you say?
Give me the money.
Yeah.
I could not have sex for 2 years for $3 million.
I would say, give me the money, and you better take stock out in Jergens.
But let me tell you, after that 2 years is up, boy.
Anyway,
Go to
moving
Foot
on,
Locker and
moving
buy
on.
All right. So let's go, Jamal. If someone offered you $3 million and told you couldn't smoke weed for the next 2 years, what would you say?
Oh, I would do that. That's not even nothing to think about for me because.
All right,
You
so
know anything about brownies?
All right, so camouflage. If someone said you couldn't eat pork chops or oatmeal,
Pork chops and oatmeal
for the next 3
He
years,
can't do it. He wouldn't be able to do it.
What would you
thinking
say?
about it.
Man, that would be easy money, man. That's money in the bank.
No
Now,
pork?
Blades.
No
Now,
pork for 3
Blades.
years? Yeah, okay.
If somebody said you couldn't eat sea eggs,
Or white Henny.
I watch cricket.
Wow.
Or where your thunder draws.
Thunder.
Oh,
Thunder.
man.
Thunder
Okay,
test.
first of all,
I'm out of here.
Okay, first of all, the sea egg, I haven't eaten sea egg in like 5 years because it's rare. White Henny, I guess, that means I would have to go down to the Mere Mortals and drink regular.
Okay.
What's
Mere
Mortals.
Well, he is thunder draws.
God forbid he has Cavassier.
Right.
All right.
Is this Crown Royale? Drink this?
I'll go down to Crown.
Crown? Okay.
All right. Well, what was your last thing I had to give up for $3 million?
Your thunder draws.
I would go naked for $3 million. I'd walk around naked.
Oh, God, bro. I think I'd give you $3 million not to do it. Like,
I think I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
that bile coming up. Whoa.
Do like the episode of Family Guy where Brian threw up for like 12 minutes straight. Sex with Quagmire.
This is a child show. This is a family-friendly show.
Listen, we can't be giving out free promotions to Family Guy and stuff, man. They ain't paying us.
That's right. Giggity goo.
Thank y'all, everybody, for listening to another episode of Sports Cypher. Don't forget, we are also on YouTube, Sports Cypher with a Y, as well as Facebook, as well as Twitter. Mm-hmm. You can also hit us up and give us a review and the ratings on iTunes as well, Sports Cypher with a Y. Thank y'all for listening. And also, we always try to strive to give the people what they want. Give the people what they want.
The claw!
Wait till y'all hit it.